Over 300 printers are provided across the university. Around 100 of these are located in libraries and IT zones and are primarily for use by students. However, staff can also use these machines. The printers are multifunctional, which means that you can print out your documents, photocopy, and also scan documents to your MMU email account, all from one machine. From the time you send something to print, you have a 48-hour period in which to print it out and collect it. You don't have to go to the nearest printer to do this. You can access your documents at any printer, in any building, and at any MMU campus. So, for example, you could send a document to print at 10 a.m. on a Monday from a computer at All Saints, and actually print this out up until 9:59 a.m. 2 days later at a printer at the Crewe campus. When you arrive at the printer, you'll be asked to log in. This is usually done by swiping your ID card in the card reader on the machine. However, occasionally there may be problems with the reader or your card, in which case you can log on manually using your staff ID number and password. Charges for any printing and photocopying you do will be sent to whichever budget code is linked to your ID card. The scanning to email function, however, is free for staff and also for students. If you have any difficulties with accessing a printer, either by swiping your ID card or manually, please contact the helpline on 0161 247 4646. When you send something to print from your computer, there are 2 different print queues for you to choose from. If you want to print the document in colour, select the MMU Print Colour queue. And if you want to print the document in black and white, select the MMU Print Mono queue. By default, your printing will be done duplex or double-sided, which is cheaper and more environmentally friendly. However, if you want to print anything single-sided, you can adjust the settings at your computer before you send the document to print. When you log onto a printer, you'll see a list of all the jobs that you've sent to print. At this point, you can select whether you want to print all of your jobs or just some of them. The printer will automatically choose the cheapest option for each job, so if you have a document which has 8 pages of black and white and 2 in colour, the printer will only print those 2 as colour pages, and you'll be charged accordingly. Before the job is printed, you can select how many copies you need, and you can also delete a job if you decided not to print it. If you want to photocopy any documents, the costs will be exactly the same as for printing, and you'll need to log on to a printer in exactly the same way. Select Copy from the main menu, and then you'll have the choice of either using the automatic document feeder on the top of the printer, which is ideal if you're copying a single document or a number of single sheets, or lifting the lid and placing the item to be copied on the glass screen. Make sure you use the markings on the side of the screen to line it up correctly. If you're using the automatic feeder, please check whether you need to place the documents to be copied face down or face up, as this differs between the black and white and colour machines. There's a symbol on each machine that shows face down or face up. You can also select whether you want single or double-sided copies, colour or black and white, whether you want your printing to be collated, and whether you want to adjust the copy to be lighter or darker. You can also adjust the paper size for the final copy, which is quite useful because the automatic setting on the copiers isn't always reliable, and you may find the machine selects a larger paper size than you need. Of course, you can also enlarge or reduce the size of the copy if that's required. Again, you can select how many copies you want to make of each original before you print. Finally, you can use the machines to scan documents and send them by email to you. This is a free service, but it's important to remember that you can only have scanned documents sent to your MMU email account. If you give the machine any other email address, such as Hotmail, the service won't work. For this service, you need to select Email from the home screen after you've logged on, and from then on the process is very similar to photocopying. You can use the automatic feeder or place the items to be scanned on the glass plate. Remember to check the originals are correctly located on the plate, and if you're using the automatic feeder, that they're the right way up. Again, you can select the paper size for the original to ensure the final scan is the correct size. When you're scanning, the machine will automatically assume that you want each document to be sent as a separate email. However, you can ask it to send all of your scans as a single file by selecting Options and then selecting Job Build On, which will assemble all of the scans into a single file before emailing them to you. If you have a large or complicated print job, IT print services can make the process easier and cheaper than using the MMU printers. You can either submit work to them online via the digital storefront, or there are offices based at All Saints, Crewe and Didsbury. As well as high-quality colour and black and white printing and photocopying, Print Services are also able to carry out high-quality digital colour photocopying with offset print management, binding, laminating, folding and other print operations, as well as large format printing and specialist print finishing. You can contact Print Services by emailing repro@mmu.ac.uk or by phoning 0161 247 3422 or 3423. And there's more information about what's available on the Print Services website. More information about MMU Print can be found on the website, or you can contact the IT helpline for support on 0161 247 4646 or email it.helpline@mmu.ac.uk.